Time like I said, today we're jumping into Don't F with Cats. The first episode was kind of crazy. This is going to be the second episode. First episode was crazy. I did not like to watch it. I was really squeamish. It's kind of crazy that humans would rather watch human on human type of murderers than human killing animals. But yeah, the first episode was extremely insane. I also did not know that it is true that people who are potential murderers or serial killers do murder small animals and then will keep going on the totem pole of chaos. I actually talked to some of my friends who are in law enforcement, and they did say that it's actually true that they are trained to know that. So that's an interesting fact. So I'm ready to jump into this episode, guys. This will be a full reaction from my second and third tier here on the YouTube platform, as well as my other platform, Patreon. So guys, please sign up to one of those platforms and help support the channel today. Please don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to share this video, and always comment down below. Now, with that being said, let's jump into Don't F with Cats and find out exactly what this creepy show has got to give. Los Angeles. Or is it LA?
It's 5 a.m. and my phone vibrates telling me I've got a Facebook message. I think you might want to look at it. I think it's that guy Luca you've been looking for. Thinking, oh great, another cat killing video. It opens the browser. I see a video. In the previous videos, the object on the bed were cats. It was an actual person. At this point, I am fully awake. My heart is pounding. Run to my computer and turn it on. Now I'm watching it on my large monitor, and I've got it full screen.
I had just woken up. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I didn't know what to...
We told them this would happen, and they didn't believe us. And now we're looking at a dead person.
The video was called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. The video starts off with a guy tied up to the bed, pets his face a little bit, loving on him a little bit. We see the victim's face, and then it cuts to a different angle. Some sort of stabby tool, ice pick kind of looking thing. Starts stabbing and stabbing and stabbing, and the stabbing does not stop. 8 minutes, 10 seconds or so in, there's a dog, a little puppy introduced. It's a little black and white dog. You start to wonder, like, what the kind of person that could do this to another person. It's hard to watch that.
So I watched the video entirely, over and over again. For some reason, my mind doesn't want to believe it's true. We start analyzing this murder video, and we're trying to look for information.
Why didn't you call the police?
Pets him, kind of loves on him a little bit. Very much like the kitten videos.
The song that's playing in the background. Luca had used that song before in some of his picture montages that he posted on YouTube.
Certainly we were worried about the human being that he had just killed. Why the dog? Started thinking the dog was a message to us. Dog is here as just an homage to my past, to us, you know. Fuck you.
I don't even have to see the person. I know it's Luca.
We know he was in Toronto when he made the kitten killing video. As far as the police are concerned, as the law is concerned, this is internet, you know, hoo-ha. So we contacted him.
It was a dead body. We are pretty sure it's Luca in the video. And I'm thinking, great, he's gonna do something. Sooner or later, there's gonna be some breaking news that a body has been found.
So we were just kind of on edge waiting for something.
A day goes by, no response.
Well, there hasn't been news yet. You know, is there news yet? Why hadn't they found a body yet? So we felt we had a ticking time bomb on our hands. I'm scared to death. Is he gonna come after me now?
Maybe the murder video wasn't made in Toronto.
Luca likes to make videos about himself. You need to scan all these videos, even though it's just the worst thing in the world.
I found this new YouTube video of Luca. I want you to watch it. And I said, are you talking about the photo of him in front of the rock steps?
So there are a few really important things about this picture. The foliage on the trees was still kind of sprouting. The thing that was important were the pedestrian lights. You know, the ones in Toronto are yellow. They were square. Boom. So my hairs immediately went up on my neck, just opened up Google Maps and started walking down the streets digitally.
I go, holy shit.
Of course, this guy finds everything.
There's the stairs, right there.
I don't like this guy.
Gill University in downtown Montreal. So we had placed him in Montreal. So now we got to start looking at Montreal, and it's a place that we had never dealt with before. Different jurisdiction, different police, different everything.
I'm still kind of confused why he ain't call 911 or anything.
So this is the back of our building. 5720 to carry. The time I started taking out the garbage, I don't know, it was about maybe 9:30. Found it suspicious because there was a lock on it. Why is there a lock on an old suitcase? That's when I saw the maggots were coming out of the top of the hole. So I figured somebody, their dog died or their cat died or something, and they didn't know what to do with it. But I got curious, so I decided to open it.
It was 10:15 a.m. that morning. Actually, we thought it would be a short investigation. Upon arrival, there was already red tapes. The suitcase in question was placed in the back alley of the building. The smell, first of all, was devastating. Quickly put up the tent so we could open it up. It was a male, a white male. The arms were cut off, the legs were cut off, and the head was cut off. At that point, I'm asking myself, what kind of person could do this? Somebody must have tipped off the media because they arrived very quickly.
The first thing I see is a police tent, and it said,
Torso found in luggage in Montreal.
Torso with no head.
and I was like, fuck, they found
The
it.
group watching this all unfold.
This is a male, white male.
I mean, we tried to contact the Toronto police before they even found the body. Everything that we said was going to happen, it's done. He did it. At one point on Twitter, I got very vocal with them and angry, and I kind of went off. People out here that could be in danger, and you're fucking ignoring me. And I let them have it, and nobody even responded to me at all. We don't have any credibility.
Total, there were 33 bags. Red brownish substance that was dripping down under the trash bag. We started going through the bags one by one. There was a poster that was all crumpled up. We found a dead puppy in the bag, blankets stained with blood. We found papers, driver's license from Ontario, Luca Rocco Magnota. I don't have a clue who this person is. 5720 DeCarey Street, apartment 208. In the trash, what is in the suitcase comes from apartment 208, probably Luca Rocco Magnota that has been killed. So I sent off a police officer to check, not to search the apartment, but just to make a check. Nothing, it was clean. On the table there was a bottle of lemon juice. He said, it smells chemicals. There was nobody inside the apartment, so the apartment was shut back down because we must have a warrant to search the apartment.
To the administrator of the building to confirm that there were security cameras. Security camera at the front of the building so you can see people coming in and out, and a camera in the basement where people bring their garbage. We started to look at the images within that time frame. 25th of May at approximately 2:47 in the morning, things in the garbage and leaving. A young man in his late 20s. What was really odd about this individual was that, first of all, it's early in the morning, have a garbage bag and do one trip, but this individual was doing it repeatedly.
Is that a wig?
I was still going through the trashes, found a screwdriver painted with metal color gray paint. We found a knife, but there was pieces of skin and blood on it, parts. There was something that was very curious. There were no hands, no feet.
I thought they said they found that first in the luggage.
Investigating two mysterious packages addressed to the headquarters of the Conservative Party. The blood-soaked box and found a severed foot.
My head was spinning at that point. I was like, wow. The left foot was wrapped in a pink silk paper. Police will need dental file to identify you, bitch.
This is basically the Prime Minister of Canada. It's the ultimate just fuck you, I want attention.
Other limbs are likely to have been posted to other offices across the country.
Putting myself back in that state and how I'm talking right now is how I was. I was all over the place. You work so hard to prevent something from happening, and then it happens. And then you wonder, did I push too hard? Did you do too much? Did you egg him on? You go through the spectrum of blaming yourself. I just want to curl up in my bed with my dogs and watch bad reality TV.
Dispatched to a post office here in Montreal, which was about 10 minutes away from the Carey building. This is the pharmacy, and the post office is located within this pharmacy. I told the pharmacy manager that I needed to see some security footage. And he's scrolling back and forth, back and forth. We see an individual, and in his hands, he has a package. This is the same person that we saw in the basement. Point, we knew that this was our suspect. The documentation that supported this transaction was signed by an individual called Rocco. He informed me that there was 2 packages, not 1 package, but 2 packages.
Second body part, a hand, was sent to the Liberals.
And who knows where the other body parts were sent?
When I'm informed that we have a suspect and this is not the victim, still don't have enough evidence to inform the public.
Really?
How did Mr. Magnotta convince him to go to his place?
Bang, bang on the front door and the side door. Flashlights coming in the windows. And when a policeman comes into your house in the middle of the night, you know it's not good. The whole street was lined with police vehicles. It's a lot smaller than I thought he was. And I'm like, oh, my son, what's wrong with my son? There's nothing wrong with your son. We're looking for him. Oh, about the cat video? Why are you looking for him? They wouldn't answer me.
I get a call from the detective at the Toronto Police Department. Was unaware, and when he got back, they had told him about what had transpired. Looking for a Luca Magnotta, detective named him in a murder.
She said, I need a break.
At this time, I was asked to come to the mobile commander post. 4 pair of eyes that are looking at me and says, Claudette, you better sit down. They received an email saying that there's a video. Put the video on. And now I'm witnessing a human being being murdered. It's like if I was behind the murderer. We had to stop the video. They didn't have the same sense that I did because I was the one that was in the trashes. That poster, I saw it in the trash. It was completely unreal. I see a person in what seems a bathtub around with a head. The head, he's spinning the head around. First time I can place a face on the torso that I have. After that, I see a black and white puppy holding a knife. At that point, I had to stop. Then I see... I had to stop.
We started to look at more security footage. 2 people, 2 young men in their late 20s entering the building. And the other one didn't seem to be like a white person. Seeing person's reports. And I fall upon a name, Jun Lin.
Jun Lin was my best friend. I was having dinner and received a phone call from Jun Lin's ex-boyfriend. He hadn't heard from Jun Lin for about 60 hours. Jun Lin was quite a shy person. He wasn't openly gay. The building where Jun Lin used to live, called the superintendent to get a permission to enter the building. To the kitchen, there's a frying pan with frying oil, and the eggs was waiting to be fried. It looked like the cat hadn't eaten for a few days. He wouldn't have left his cat unattended for a couple of days. I called the police immediately. They say, well, stay where you are.
What I wanted to do was to go where Jun Lin lived, took a toothbrush and a water bottle.
A gruesome killing video being circulated online. I found out a video called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. I didn't watch the complete clip. So at the very end, I saw a picture of this person with a head cut off. And that was the moment I identified that's Jun Lin.
So 24 hours had passed since They had found the body, and then all of a sudden, the news broke about Junlin. I really need to get my ass together and get back online and join my team. I wanted to figure out the last Luca movements. The puppy was something that he would have to have acquired somewhere. A lot of people on the planet use Craigslist to get free dogs. He found a posting that was made 4 days before the murder. Family owned a pet shop. A normal person reading this wouldn't think anything of it. Sock puppets we were tracking. And it said, my family owned a pet store. There's tons of them, okay? And then he'll do a space, and then a comma, and then a space. He'll say things like, so hot, or sexy guy, space, comma. Posting was done on May 24th, and the murder happened on the 25th. Sexy guy, that's the Luca phrase. I'm gonna be making a movie.
Junlin and Luca Rocco Magnotta arrive at the apartment. Both walk in and they both seem like very happy at that moment. And he's wearing the same yellow t-shirt that Junlin was wearing before.
Oxapam is a sedative residue that was found in the wine bottle. I do hope that Mr. Lin was knocked out.
It looks as if he doesn't have a worry in the world, assuming that he was buying plastic gloves and other articles to clean up at the crime scene.
I smell two things. I smell like a cleaning product and I smell blood. We covered the windows, so the apartment was pitch black. Certain liquid that react very strongly to blood. Look like you walk in a discotheque. See that clearly the murder happened on the bed. You could see clearly that the torso was put against the door. I could be right behind the murderer. I hear the music. I have the smell of the blood.
Breadcrumbs he left in the video was the song American Psycho. In that movie, the opening sequence, he's very into himself and how he presents himself. Started to identify with this Christian Bale character.
You're a fucking ugly bitch. Stab you to death and play around with your blood.
That's the movie?
To my surprise, there's something written on the wall. If you don't like the reflection, don't look in the mirror. I don't care. There's one phrase in that message that made me scared. I don't care. Are we starting to have a serial killer? Is he going to kill again?
To express in words how terrified we all were.
It's citizens that report a strong smell coming from the alley behind a torso inside the traveling luggage.
The TV was on in the front room and news feed was coming up about a murder in Montreal.
The video that was posted on the web showing a possible homicide.
Then they released the suspect is a 29-year-old male. They flashed a picture and the name.
The 29-year-old suspect we're looking for is Luca Magnotta.
Luca Magnotta. Wanted. My heart sank. It was like I lost my footing on the world.
It validated all the work that we had been doing, and at the same point, it pissed us off. 3 months prior, maybe Junlin wouldn't be dead today.
Montreal police contacted us, and they asked to join our little secret Facebook group. We knew that Luca was kind of an expert in evasion. He's clearly going to leave and go somewhere, but we didn't know where he was going to go.
If you see a movie poster for the movie Casablanca, another clue, Luca is telling, he's projecting what he's planning to do next.
Plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you regret it. Maybe not today.
What about us?
You'll always have Paris.
Always have who? Well. Okay, so a few things. Once again, very creepy video. The Asian guy he killed was very attractive. Very sad. Very young. I have a question. Why did these people... First of all, I don't like the guy. The guy with the glasses. I don't know why he bothers me, but he does. I don't know why he bothers me, but he really does bother me. But that's nor here nor there. Why didn't they call the police? even in America, because I know that I used to work with law enforcement before. So if you call law enforcement, if you call your local authorities and you tell them you see a murder online, the local authorities will escalate. Now, I'm not sure if this is because this is a little bit, back in the day. I don't know how things worked in 2010 we were in. But it wasn't that, what year are we in? Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what they did in 2010, but I'm pretty sure that they did what they normally would do because it's still very advanced. You you can call your authorities, and your authorities will then escalate it, and they will reach out to the proper authorities wherever the jurisdictions are. Even if it's in a different country, a murder is a pretty freaking big deal. I don't know how it would go with animals and people seeing murder. I'm pretty sure that it would take that over as well. I just don't understand why. Yeah, you're reaching out to the proper authorities. You're reaching out to Montreal, etc., tweeting them and stuff like that. But why didn't you just call 911? Why didn't you go to your precinct? Why didn't you say, hey, this is what I have? Any law enforcement who saw this video in your local precinct would have taken this over, okay? So as much as, even the animal killings, I just don't see them not doing that. I know working at a precinct before and me dealing with phone calls, I just don't see the precincts that I work with being like, yeah, okay, this is online, we can't do things online. It doesn't. There's actually assistant district attorneys. There's actually sectioned off, and one of the district attorneys, one of the crimes that they do is online only. So if assistant district attorneys are focused on, there's a whole section for only online, I don't see how the police can't do. And I also know something happened in a different state, a different county, and New York City was told and notified. New York City contacted the other state and got in control with them and talked to them, and those people and New York and this other state worked hand in hand to go and confront the person who was the offender. How do I know? I was involved in that, so I do know firsthand that local authorities will contact any other authorities, and this was nothing to do with murder at all. This was a harassment case, so I don't understand how a murder would not. I just something up here, is it something about this story and how these people were acting? It feels like these people wanted to be law enforcement, and maybe that was the problem too. You guys were acting like you wanted to be the law enforcement. You thought this was Clue, and instead of doing your, or maybe they did, and this was left out in the scene, and then there was a ball being dropped with law enforcement. But I'm telling you, as somebody who worked with law enforcement for about 2 years, this would have been handled very differently if the proper steps were taken. And for anybody watching this video, if you see like this online, you can go contact your local authorities and let them know you just saw some crazy shit online, and I promise you, I can guarantee you, they will take the proper steps to make sure this is handled. So moving forward, let's do it that way, unless this was done and for some reason that whole part was not talked about. Because what was talked about was that these people online keep getting these videos sent to their group thing, and they wanted to go by step. They tweeted, they emailed, and they called those people. But instead of just calling I'm not gonna keep saying your local authorities, I just want to make it very well known. Moving forward, if you guys see something crazy like this, please contact your local authorities. Overall though, this guy looked effing crazy. His hair looked crazy. Was that his hair? I want to know, was that his hair? Was that a wig? Did he just put a wig on and was walking around with a wig? That had to be a wig. If that was his hair, I would have been like, that guy looks crazy. I don't know, y'all. There's a lot of things. And that suitcase, when you walked out, there's a dead body in that suitcase or some part. How did that person sit in there and not smell that? When that lady described blood, I smelled a lot of blood before. A lot. It woke me up out of my sleep, out of my slumber, before. So I know firsthand, let me sip this. This story makes me grossed out. I know firsthand that blood, a lot of blood does smell. You'll never forget it. You will never ever forget it. And she kind of described it right. Like if you put meat out and it would be a hot summer day, close all the windows in a small confined room. That's what kind of what, for days. That's what blood. She said hours. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. But a hot, stinky room with the windows closed and leave that meat out. Yeah. Absolutely. The reason why I smelled it was my Nana. Her stitches came out and she didn't know. She stayed with us, and her stitches came out, and she was on the bottom bunk. It was a double bunk bed. I was on the top bunk and she was on the bottom, and her stitches came out, and that smell woke me up. She was sleeping and bleeding out at the same time. She survived, but that was a very scary time. Anyways, this episode was creepy. I actually just want to go lay down now because I'm so creeped out. I guess in the next episode we're going to catch him and get him all the way together and put him where he belongs, in the bottom pits of hell, aka prison. This was once again very recent. It wasn't that long ago, so kind of curious to see what happened with him and this case. Guys, please like this video, please share this video, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time with the finale of this documentary.